Alright guys, we're back out here. So, I don't know if y'all recall the video. I'm pretty sure it's titled, like, trying to catch whatever will eat carrots or shrimp in a cage trap. I caught something. Just kind of a little update on the deer head. There's the squirrel tail from the big fox squirrel. But back to squirrels, I caught a squirrel off of carrots in a cage trap. Now that's really the first time that I've seen anybody catch a squirrel in a cage trap. Now the bad thing is, I haven't checked the trap for 2 or 3 days, so it's already dead. I figured once that trap went through a cold spell of like, I'd had it set for 2 weeks. I figured, well, I'll just leave the carrots there. We normally come down every day to feed and water the pigs. Or, like, we feed them, like, not every other day, but every 3 days or something like that. And we give them 3 bags of feed, so they're good. But then we have to water them every day because they spill their water barrel. Well, we hadn't came down here. We hadn't come down here. If there's some background noise, the neighbor's running a tractor, so that's why. But, what was I saying? Oh yeah, we come down here to water pigs, like, every day because they spill their water barrel. Well, I normally check it whenever I come down and do the pigs. Well, we skipped the past 2 days or something because they still had water and stuff. We came down here and I was like, crap, trap set off. I thought I was going to have a live rabbit in there. Nope, dead squirrel. And I honestly don't feel safe. I wouldn't feel safe eating it because it's like, it's already been dead. It's already dead. I have no idea how long it's been dead. I don't know if it died for running into the trap, into the size of the trap. I don't know if it's unconscious or not. I went up, I kicked the trap, and it didn't move. So I think it's dead. I didn't bring a gun with me, but I'm not going to work this thing up because I don't want to get sick from eating old squirrel. But basically all I'm going to do is chop the tail off and salt the tail. I know I made a whole video like this about not wasting food and wasting the animals that you kill. That was podcast episode or video, whatever, number 2. But I see the trap. I'm going to just have to make sure that it's dead. If it's not dead, then I'm going to have to pause the video, run up and grab a 22 or a pellet rifle or something. But here's the trap. And all the leaves are off of it. And then you look inside of there, and there's a dead squirrel. But the weird thing is, it doesn't look insanely wet. Just trying to listen and see. I want to make sure it's not breathing. Yeah, it's dead. It ain't moving or breathing or anything. I'm going to just kind of pull the trap out in the open. Man, that stinks. I don't really like wasting animals, but I should check my traps more often. But man, that stinks. Yeah, it's dead. Guess I'm going to get it out of there. It's a pretty big gray. I mean, he's not just your normal gray squirrel. But I'm starting to wonder if he didn't just go in there out of pure curiosity. Because I'm going to set the camera down real quick. Get this. Okay, I'm going to have to reach in there and pull it out. Alright, I guess that's one way to catch a squirrel. Not the way that I want to catch a squirrel. But as you can see, it's a pretty big gray squirrel. There it is compared to my hand. And this ain't no fox squirrel. It looks like it could be a crossbreed. I doubt it. I think it's just a purebred gray. but it's a female. Now, part of me feels bad for not getting to this in time and not being able to use it, but then it's also kind of annoying when you're sitting there deer hunting and all you see is squirrels. So, in a way, it kind of helps, but I just don't want it to go like this. I'd rather kill it with a pellet gun or a 22 or a 410 or a 20 gauge or something like that and get to keep the squirrel. But really all we're going to do, cut the tail off. Should have brought a knife with me down here so I could just throw it out in the edge of the woods where the dogs can't go. But oh well. But yeah, really all I'm going to be able to do with this one is just cut the tail off and salt it. Speaking of salt and tails, that other fox squirrel tail is probably about done. This will be my third one. Got 2 fox squirrel tails, and I'll have this gray. And squirrel season ain't over yet. It's January 9th right now. Yeah, January 9th. My birthday's on the 17th. And a little update for that. If you watch this, then hey, you're lucky. But I'm actually changing up where we're going. So where we were going to go, Barter Brook Trout. It's in Stewart's Draft. But that was going to be kind of that's where I went last year. And one of my friends was telling me about this place called Hearns. And they got bass and trout. He says that they got a 23-pound bass in there that some guy caught and released it. But my dad said bass probably won't bite this time of year. But we'll see. I don't know. I'll have to do a bit of research. You never know, because it is a private pond. You gotta pay to get in, but it's cheaper than the other place. This place, Hearns, it's $10 a person. And Barter Brook is $10 a fish. And you get to keep really any fish that you catch. Unless it's just like physically too small. But we're back here at the house. I guess I'm going to cut this thing's tail off. Its tail fur is kind of getting all frayed. But here it is. Not the best thing in the world. Not the way that I planned everything to go down. But I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to cut its tail off. And then I'll change them out for the salt jar. But just going to set this down and pause it real quick while I cut the tail off. Alright guys, I'm back. I did cut the tail off. The tail's not actually huge. I did cut it off closer to the tip of the tail. I left about that much of the tail on it. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to bring the salt jar over here and switch them out real quick. I'll go ahead and pause the video for that. Alright guys, I was kind of wrong. The fox squirrel tail's not done all the way. But I'm going to show you all the difference. It's actually a really big difference. So here's the fox squirrel tail. I'm holding it, I'll hold it at the base. So I'm holding it at the base. And then here's the gray squirrel tail. I'm holding it at the base. So the gray squirrel tail, now I did cut it a little bit short. But it's still only like half the size of the fox squirrel tail. But the fox squirrel tail is not done yet. So I'm going to just do both of them at the same time. That should be good enough. I'm not sure. Salt jar, for the first time in forever, has 2 tails in it. It's not normal. I'm used to having 1 in there. But that's going to be all for this video. Caught a squirrel in a cage trap. Really not something you see every day. But make sure, smash that subscribe button. Like. See y'all in the next one. Bye.